As everyone can hear, my time was up before I came on stage itself. So this is going to be quick. Navigating maritime tides, current trends and future horizons. Marex believes to contribute to the maritime society, and the objective of the second SISL-Marex Maritime Legal Conference is to endeavor how shipping will shape in the future. We all saw today stalwarts in the maritime legal community like Justice Gupte, Mrs. H.K. Joshi, Captain Gahel, Mr. Bahari, Admiral Kadve, advocates, Mr. Majumdar, Ms. Pillai, Mr. Janardhan, and Anuj Dovan, Ms. Chaitali Mehta, Mr. Fernandez, Ms. Modi, Mr. Darshan Parekh, Mr. Vishrut Srivastava, Mr. Subramaniam and Mr. Thakur graced the occasion. Of course, each master needs to be guided by able pilots. So are our moderators, Captain Gahel, Aditi Maheshwari, and Captain Kapoor. My task, or rather the impossible mission, is to summarize the ocean of knowledge presented to you today by providing a drop into your auditory bowls. I hope I can do justice. Primarily, I will discuss issues that were covered today. We first began with a discussion on maritime security and its impact on seafarers, business and environment. The discussion revolved around piracy, the discussion revolved around the Houthi attacks, and preliminary how the rerouting of the trade from the Red Sea, eventually today which is the Dead Sea, has commercially impacted shipping today. We then moved on to the liability and claim probabilities that may arise from potentially the largest maritime collision or elision incident that recent history has faced, the MV Delhi elision. Thereon, we were introduced to something called as grey shipping or the dark fleet, and discussions on sanctions, implications on trading with sanctioned entities and countries, and the aspect of maritime fraud of ship-to-ship transfer of commodities. With this varied aspects of maritime law having been discussed, we kept our masts midships and aimed full ahead for a developing maritime sector in a country like India. The future and challenges, validity, reliability, and the potential practicality of electronic bills of lading, blockchain application were discussed. As informed by Captain Kapoor, our zealous Prime Minister is eager to get blockchain and AI into shipping. I hope that happens soon. This session was graced by a prominent jurist who actively shaped maritime law application in India. Justice Gupte shed light on the lack of complementary procedural routes to the Admiralty Act of 2017. Justice Gupte also highlighted that Indian jurisprudence is marred by colonization, and that Indian jurisprudence of maritime law is marred by colonization and is lagging in pace. The only way was his urge to the maritime community to come in and participate to change this. He also urged the maritime community in strengthening and fulfilling this gap by approaching the ministry and providing the consultation from time to time. Captain Kapoor and other stalwarts, contemporary and legends have been attempting and doing this throughout their careers. Justice Gupte also highlighted the need for advanced provisions and procedures for rearrest and modification of security for defaulting vessels and in sub judice arbitral proceedings. Today's session also received deep insights about the Indian Navy's attempt to secure the Indian Ocean region, and I request Admiral Kadve to convey our gratitude and respect to the Indian Navy and thank them on our behalf for protecting our shores. Lastly, Mrs. H.K. Joshi, former CMD of SCI, briefly discussed the impact of maritime disputes and disputes in general to have financial implications and to stall businesses. I would only like to add my 2 cents to it, that today the time of dispute resolution has long passed. We are now in time when dispute avoidance is the need of the hour. With this, I call close on a fantastic session today, and I assure you that our Singham, Captain Chadda, will be back with what he does best, serving the maritime community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I request Mr. Krishnan Subramaniam to help us honor and present a token of appreciation to Mr. Harshput.